my comforter. He can be your comforter as well. And let me take this opportunity to say good morning to HRH Linda Palian all the way in Cyprus. Linda, I hope you're doing good. It is Starr Radio UK. 5 minutes past the top of the hour at a time. We should be having Miss Olayomi Koiki joining in any moment from now. So just stay tuned, don't you go away. Whilst we go take a bit of a commercial break, and we'll be back. I will be back.
Especially within UK and Europe. Welcome to Gabby Dave Global. We are a UK-based online e-commerce store, the first of its kind with license to trade in African products. Some of the products are clothing brands and all beauty accessories, hair and beauty brands, natural aphrodisiacs, processed and dried unprocessed food. Our mission at Gabby Dave is to connect African and Caribbean businesses to customers globally. At Gabby Dave, we ensure our sellers get the best deal for their products. We are not just here to help you reach a wider audience. We are also a distribution center to support business growth by fulfilling orders to your customers from our warehouse, making sure customers receive their products on time. We are inviting all Black-owned businesses to trade on our platform because we strongly believe Africans have a unique brand the customer would appreciate globally. So get in touch today and let us make your product and business go far. Here are some of the benefits of using Gabby Dave Global. User-friendly platform, track your shipment, online support, transparent process, multiple SKUs, multiple products, a platform that encourages manufacturers as well as traders. Our marketing and PR interventions amplifies yours. Organized products and categories for easy access and navigation. Access to global community, especially within UK and Europe.
The world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Starr, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Welcome back to the program. It is Starr Radio UK. Whilst we wait for Mr. Olayomi Koiki to join in to bring you the updates from Nigeria, let's go to some of the stories that he has posted. And one that I did talk about earlier on, which we know that the president at the moment is having a meeting with the Oheneze group, okay? Let me bring that one your way. So it is a story that came my way this morning. President Muhammad Buhari is currently in a crucial meeting with the leaders or the leadership of the Ohanize Ndigbo, Southeast traditional monarchs and other leaders of the region. The meeting is holding at the new Exco Chambers Government House in Abakaliki, capital of Ebonyi State. Now, President General of the Ohanize, George Obiozo, is leading other leaders of the Ohanize to the meeting. The chief host and governor of Ebonyi State, David Omahi, who is also chairman of the Southeast Governors Forum, is also at the meeting. Ohanize is expected to table critical issues about the region to Mr. Buhari. Now, this includes the release of indigenous peoples of Biafra's leader, NNAMDI KANU, from detention. Other issues expected to be discussed include the election of a president of Southeast extraction in 2023 and the security situation in the region. Mr. Buhari is on a 2-day visit to Ebonyi State. Okay, so that's the story that is making the rounds this morning. So in Ebonyi State, we have information that is coming through saying that the president is visiting an unknown gunman after attack in Ebonyi. The gunmen said they are enforcing the sit-at-home declared in the protest of President Muhammadu Buhari's visit. Now, you remember last Monday we had this unknown gunman shooting and killing four residents of that state, and they were saying that they were enforcing the sit-at-home strike. But the question that I was asking myself is, I thought that they got into a point where everybody understands and thinks that, well, this is the way forward, and there's no need to enforce anything, because if you go out, you wouldn't have the what do we call it? You won't have transportation or something of the sort. However, it seems to be as if that people are now fed up with it and decided to go their own way. Whilst the IPOP are saying that, well, we didn't have anything to do with that. Well, some people are also saying that they are enforcing that, and that is a statement. That was a policy that the IPOP put across. But, let's now go to North London Studios, where we have Mr. Olayomi Koiki, who has joined in this morning to have the updates from Nigeria. And let me look for him on the system. Yes, I found him. Okay, let me say, Yomi, good morning to you.
Well, it is a very good morning to you, Mr. Archie. Good morning to our listeners. Sorry for the slight delay in joining. And I welcome us all again to the Friday edition of the morning show this morning. It is a very sunny one outside, I can tell you. And it's good to be back. It's good to see you again. I know you were not in yesterday, but it's good to have you back on the program this morning. And I've been listening carefully to all the conversation prior to joining in. I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, different time zone across the globe, and welcome to where it is all said when it comes to all the update from Nigeria, and that's the only way you can find out every information about the current news and the update coming out of Nigeria today. And I'll come slightly back again to you in the studio.
Yes. How are you doing, sir?
I had early morning wake up. That means I slept almost just before 10 o'clock yesterday. But sometimes then you wake up in the middle of the night, and there is this kind of not able to sleep for a few hours. So I decided to speak to some of my listeners that are probably still awake, because when you look at the time zone, as at the time I was waking up, which was just before 3 a.m. in the morning, we were having a program, conversation focusing on Nigeria, the self-determination, and almost everything you can think of. But the focus point I was on the late night broadcast, which I normally call it, was the terrorist invasion. And America also now, last year, remember, UAE, found some Nigerians, cells, Boko Haram cells in UAE. So then I went back to bed, and I think that also had a bit of a impact in our delay joining this morning.
Well, listeners, whatever did happen, he is here once again, Mr. Olayomi Koiki. But let me say good morning to Amayo. Amayo, I hope you are doing very well. And Anthony Adedeji. Anthony, good morning to you, and thank you very much for joining us once again. Okay, now, interestingly, now this morning, we have the president who is said to is visiting Ebonyi State, and information coming through, which we've also posted, is that the Ohanize are demanding, are having a meeting. They're having a meeting with the president, are demanding the release of NNAMDI KANU and a few issues that is pertaining to security or the insecurity in that particular area. What more do you have on that for us, please?
Well, you're quite right. The president is currently in Ebonyi on a 2-day visit. That 2-day visit is going to focus on quite a lot. And as usual, remember last year, thereabout last year, yes, on Haize, some what we can call the Igbo elders visited Asorok and spoke at length about the situation in the southeast, not just on the case of NNAMDI KANU. There is a crisis in the southeast, and we got to say this clearly. Some of those cases of what we are witnessing is not just what is being reported accurately by the Nigerian media, because most of what you hear from the Nigerian media, most of that has been distorted, because somebody like the information minister, Lai Mohammed, doesn't want Nigerian journalists to say exactly as it is. There is a military invasion as we speak in the southeast. That means, there has been a lot of judiciary killings of innocent Nigerians that doesn't even have any issues or have anything to do with the Biafra. So the president, as we speak right now, is in Ebonyi. He's going to be there for 2 days, and some of those conversations, as you can imagine, would then also focus on Buhari and IPOB and NNAMDI KANU. But the question again is, has the government done the needful when it comes to the case of NNAMDI KANU, which has now become, not just for the government alone. I've been reading some of what you read out there, and I can tell you the legal team of NNAMDI KANU has said something different to that article where, people have now said, the British is targeting, IPOB as a terrorist organization. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to come back to that later. Some of the other reasons, why Buhari will be visiting for that 2-day is to commission about 16 projects. There is a lot of security as we speak. As you can imagine, the president, Muhammadu Buhari, arrived yesterday in Ebonyi State to commission some infrastructure. The project up to 16 include a flyover and King David University of Medical Science. I'm not sure whether the president will probably take a treatment in such hospital, because as we know, most of the time he has flew down to London, even though there's a lot of hospital private and so much money have been spent on the Asorok, but rather he continued to come here to United Kingdom, where the Boris Johnson will not go to Germany for a medical treatment. So some of that is also the University Medical Student Science, all in Uburu or Hazara local government area. President Muhammadu Buhari commended the Ebonyi State government for executing what he described as life-changing project for economic transformation in the state. But as you said on that headline, the Ohanize is now also taking this opportunity, to now ask Buhari to look at the issue of NNAMDI KANU. Let me come back again to you in the studio, and then we're going to take some other headlines and some other information as Buhari met Ohanize's Southeast leader in Ebonyi State.
Well, listeners, Mr. Olayomi Koiki for you, bringing you updates from Nigeria, from our North London studios. I'm Archie here in the main studios. Now, let's look at, let's digress and go to the other story that I did touch on pertaining to the statement that has been made, alleged, let me put it that way, that the UK is now recognized IPOB as a terrorist group because of rights abuses there. Now, how true is that? Because you were saying that the Ohanize has come to debunk that statement.
Well, not Ohaize. I'm talking about Aloy Ejimako.
Okay.
Aloy Ejimako is one of the attorney and also a human rights that worked with NNAMDI KANU court case presently in Abuja. And I'm just been looking at when that news floated out. Like I said, the Nigerian media will use a different, headline. Especially, we've got to remember that most of the unknown gunmen issue that has been linked with the IPOB has nothing to do with the IPOB. Even the Imo State governor, Uzo Dima, said, and I quote, that this has got to do with opposition party or political party that just want to destabilize the Southeast. And we've seen so much of the killings, and we've also seen evidence of security operatives that have been apprehended during these unknown gunmen issues that has got to link with the federal government. So when we hear the unknown gunmen, in the ears of those back in Nigeria, because of the way the Nigerian media has portrayed it to the Biafra, this is not true. This has to do with the federal government itself and also some agent of each of these political parties trying to destabilize and link that with the Biafra because of the agitation for self-determination of the Biafra. So this morning, Aloy Ejimako said Britain did not declare #IPOB a terrorist group. Sorry to disappoint those that have concluded otherwise. Read that report again and be guided. He also says some 18 hours ago, I just concluded a visitation with Oyandu, #MAZI NNAMDI KANU, in company of my colleague, Barrister Abila, from Barrister Ejimofo's office. MAZI NNAMDI KANU is Cherry, and he remains confident in the cases pending in Umaya, in Abuja, Kenya, UK, United Nations, African Union, and ICC. These are the places that they are fighting cases on the Nigerian government for the rendition and the kidnap of NNAMDI KANU. We do know, I've said it so many times, that what is the worth of a British passport? Knowing that NNAMDI KANU traveled on a British passport to Kenya, but he was kidnapped without any sort of a court proceeding in Kenya. Even the government of Kenya, according to their record, still believe NNAMDI KANU is still in Kenya, even though he has been kidnapped back to Nigeria. And ever since then, so much court case have been filed, not just in Abuja, in Kenya, in United Kingdom, in United Nations, in African Union, and also on the ICC, where all salute the labor in defense of freedom, according to Aloy Ejimako.
Well, listeners, that's some information for you. So that information that is coming through is not true. It's not true. We will try our best to see whether by Monday we'll bring you the statement that was released by the British authorities. Okay? But it is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now, the president's visit to the Southeast, one of the issues that the Ohaize are said to be discussing with him is the ceding of the presidency to the Southeast. Now, do you think the president has got the power to do that? Because he is also a flag bearer of a party, call it, now until he leaves, because we know that he cannot run for election because it's second term. That's the second term, so he's finished with it. But can he? And if he does, is it not only for his party that he can say, okay, the APC will file somebody from the Southeast? What do you think?
Well, there's a lot of people that have said, they've gone to see the president, for, his blessing, to become the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And it almost looks like a lot of Nigerians are now saying, is there a game behind, especially, the contestant? We now have almost close to 6, if not 7, from the APC that wants to become the president as they continue to declare their intention with almost £135,000. And I repeat that again, £135,000 just to pick up the application or the the application form from the APC, and that is not refundable. So the question you asked is, yes, according to this, the way it has meant to be. It is meant to be a rotation back to the southeast or the southwest. But I'm not sure whether the president will give a nod to that. All he might probably say is it will just allow, the Nigerians to decide. But Nigerians are not going to decide on the primary level. That has to be decided by the caucus among the APC and likewise the PDP. But the way the situation is, we will know in the next couple of days when and how the conduction of their primaries and where that is going to be leading to. But it is not just about the position. When I was listening to an Abuja statement that they made with the other social cultural group like the Afenifere, I remember I said it that the leader of the Afenifere, when he spoke that the problem of Nigeria is Buhari, and the North will not give power, not to the southeast, neither will they give it to the southwest. And already they are using the heads of each of these political party, each of these candidates that are contesting for the president against each other. He said that, and that has become a conversation. I'm sure, there will be a lot of response. We've had people say, we need to go into the interim government, like Afe Babalola said. But the question is, would APC become a political party that will switch, their candidates to the southeast? We have a lot of them that have also come out from the southeast. But like I said, the president will probably not want to get involved in that too much. But we will have to wait and see.
Well, listeners, as to whether it's going to cede the presidency to the southeast, and even if that is done, would that stop the insecurity and the cessation of those who are thinking of breaking the country, going their separate ways? Would that stop it? Well, this and a lot more we're going to be looking at as the days unfold. But it is Starr Radio UK. Now, we know that the Secretary General of the UN Secretary General, Antonio Guterres, visited Nigeria. But we have Professor Banji Akintoye saying that he should ignore statements by the president pertaining to herdsmen and insecurity and everything. Why is he saying so? After all, the UN Secretary General is there to maybe forestall or oversee, see what is going on. The president is the one who is going to be talking to. What do you think?
Well, you're quite right. Antonio Guterres arrived in Nigeria, this week for a 2-day official visit, where it will continue, to assess the situation in Nigeria and also, see, especially the issue of the terrorist, operation that has become a big problem, not just for Nigeria, but also within the borderline as well. But you're quite right. The leader and the emeritus of the Yoruba self-determination, Professor Banji Akintoye, said, and I quote, "Don't listen to President Muhammadu Buhari. Visit the scenes of terrorist attack." Akintoye tells United Nations Secretary General during his visit to Nigeria. The Yoruba Nation arrowhead, Professor Banji Akintoye, has urged United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres not to listen to Nigerian President Major General Muhammadu Buhari, but to visit scenes of herdsmen and terrorist attack across the country if he can do so. Akintoye also informed Guterres, who arrived in Nigeria on Tuesday for a 2-day official visit, that the country is a failed state. This was a statement that was signed on Wednesday and made available according to communication manager Maxwell Adeleye. Akintoye said, Buhari has mismanaged Nigerian diversity and ethnicity by running a government of Fulani by Fulani and for Fulani. The statement was titled, "Your visit to Nigeria, a charade. If you don't visit the theaters of criminality of the Fulani terrorists in the South Middle Belt," Akintoye tells United Nations General Secretary Antonio Guterres, "Your Excellency cannot get the true picture of how close to the prefix of Nigeria is unless you visit the theaters of criminality of this government. Visit the Middle Belt. Behold the atrocities of the Fulani herdsmen and marvel." Remember that last year there was quite a lot of protest in front of the General Assembly at the United Nations headquarters in New York. And we also saw a counter-attack that was done by the Nigerian government against those that were protesting in there, saying there was nothing wrong in Nigeria. Nigeria is just functioning. And since those protests, you can only count how many people have been killed, how many people have been terrorized. And I can tell you that the Nigerian government is now making some kind of arrangement to release those that have been in their captive by the leader of some of the Boko Haram, as against the release of almost 100 of the Nigerians that were captured by the same terrorists on 28th of March during the bomb train attack. I'm also getting reports that those rail network now has now been fixed, according to the report coming from Nigeria by the Nigerian Railway Corporation. So are we going to see the government now not going after the terrorists, but release some of those that have picked up, as to allow the Nigerians that is being held? Even last week, a newborn baby was born, and the terrorists actually showed that to the world. And the question is, would Antonio Guterres, the United Nations General Secretary, hear the call of not just the Professor Banji Akintoye, but the call of millions of Nigerians that are asking the question, how did we get to where Nigeria have now become the third among the global community when it comes to global terrorist index that we have? Even the United Kingdom have actually said to some of their citizens traveling to Nigeria to avoid so much places so that you do not become a victim of kidnapping.
You know, interestingly, it will be difficult for as the professor is saying that Guterres should look for, go to the places by himself. That's why he put in the if he can, because it's when we have foreign dignitaries like that visiting the country, it is the government that guides the itinerary. So they will take them to where, even they will not let them drive through some places where the roads are bad. It
was actually in Borno State. We saw his image in Borno State at the IDP camp. I saw a picture of him, and also with the governor of Borno State. But like you said, we will, according to the professor, they will have loved to. I'm sure the United Nations have, a representative in Nigeria, and if Guterres might not be able to visit all the places in 2 days, but I'm sure he could get the report. Also, there's a lot of report that has been filed as also by the, Yoruba self-determination Ilana Modua. They've also filed, a criminal case against Buhari, the government, the Attorney General of the Federation, at the International Criminal Court against the invasion of the terrorists that is operating inside the Southwest, and likewise as the invasion of a terrorist assassination attempt on the life of Chief Sunday Adeyemo, popularly known as Sunday IGBOHO. Yesterday was one of the birthday to one of his friend, a businessman, Alhaji Adesadogan, that was killed when that invasion took place on the 1st of July 2021, and we continue to remember him, even though the government still refused to release the bodies of the two and the cat that was taken away.
Well, listeners, interesting times in Nigeria. We always have some interesting stories to bring your way. But now, let's move on to some other stories. Over to you, Yomi.
Once again, if you've just joined us, this is Starr Radio UK. It is your finest African and Caribbean radio station in London. I'm going to quickly go through some of those headlines as we have 8. 2023 consensus plan on settles APC. Protesters warn against imposition. Also, University research suspends strike. Federal government meets NASU. Federal government hike electricity tariff. Consumers condemn power sector privatization. I've been looking at AAC. Amoyele Sowore has been moving around. Get this, or will there ever be election in the first place, as it is now 280 days today, according to the Starr Radio UK time clock. Whether there will be an election or no election, because there is